Welcome back, everybody. If you're new, my name's Nicholas, and this is Investing Against the Grain. It's been a while. It's been almost a week since I last put a video out, so I am very excited to be back. For those of you who might be wondering, I've been working on some personal things that I'm working on just on the background for my life, for our family and stuff, so it's really took a lot of my time out of doing YouTube videos, but we're back now. We're going to be on a regular cadence. For all of you who are messaging, asking, hey, where you at? Can't wait for you to come back. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. It means a lot. And for those of you who are wondering if I disappeared at the same time as Elon because we were together, nope, we weren't together, not doing anything, but I do want to address what's going on with Elon today. I want to address the delivery expectations that I think will occur. And mind you, I tend to be a little optimistic, and I want to talk about Tesla's stock price. So we have a lot to cover. I don't have a lot of time, so we're going to try to make this as efficient as possible. But if you want to make it more efficient, do me a favor. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell, and let's get into it. So first things first, let's talk about Elon Musk and the fact that he hasn't tweeted in quite some time now. What's going on? Well, I don't know what's happening. Nobody really knows what's happening, but I have a prediction. I know a lot of people are speculating that this has something to do with Twitter and to have a quiet period as the deal gets done. Sure, that does seem plausible. That is a possible outcome to the reason, or a reason behind the fact that he hasn't been tweeting. 100% agree. That could be part of it. However, as I talked about yesterday during Farzad's live stream, in my opinion, I think Elon is working. Whether it's on Optimus, whether it's on FSD, or more than likely, in my opinion, something to do with Tesla vehicles and production. I kind of think Elon is seeing this as a golden opportunity to lead by example. He's talking about people needing to come back into the office, that you can't really manage from far away, that you need to be there, especially with a hard physical product. And Elon is the type of person who's going to get out there on the line, who's going to be there in the throes of it with people, work late nights, stay up late, into the morning, sleep at the factory. He'll get there on the assembly line and help people out, right? He's going to do what he's got to do. And that is why people find his leadership infectious, right? It's really inspiring to see a leader who, and not just any leader, right? He's the CEO of the company, and he's leading by being out there, doing something he doesn't have to do, but he's doing it anyways. If there's something that makes you take pride in your work, is to have somebody that motivates you and inspires you like that. All right, somebody who, when you see them out there, it literally gives you goosebumps. You know, it makes you want to be better because look at the work they're putting in. Right? So that becomes infectious, and I think that's what's happening right now. I think he's just not tweeting because, well, he's going balls to the wall with everything. I think he's working really hard. So that was just a theory, an idea, something that maybe me being an Elon Tesla fanboy, that I was just hoping that was the case. And then I feel like I got kind of validated on that theory this morning whenever I looked at Twitter. Check this out. Here we can see Franz von Holzhausen. I think that's how you say it. But he's, as we all know, the designer of the Model S, right? He's Tesla's, lead designer, right? He's essentially behind all the beauty and aesthetics when it comes to Tesla. But Franz went ahead and tweeted the following. Check this out. Great experience delivering new Teslas all around LA today. LA traffic, not so much. So look at this. Franz is sitting here delivering Teslas in LA. This tells you something. This tells you that this quarter is a all hands on deck quarter. Everybody, if Franz is out there delivering vehicles, everybody's working. And to me, this, I don't want to say it validates that this is why Elon has been tweeting, but it at least gives some credibility towards that idea, that theory. Now, on that same note, with the whole Twitter thing, hey, if that's the reason that he's not tweeting, hey, that's great for all of us. I'd love to go into Q3 and Q4 without having to deal with any more of this Twitter overhang and just be done with that noise, right? And that way we can just focus on Tesla, and then, the crazier macro world that we have, whether it's Russia and Ukraine, inflation, what's going on right now with the Fed and interest rates. All right, we can deal with all that, I guess, because there's not much we can do. At least the Twitter thing, we can get that out of the way. So I thought that this was pretty exciting to see this. And even if this has nothing to do with Elon, but come on, how badass is that? That Franz is out there delivering vehicles. Could you imagine that? You order a Tesla and Franz shows up at your house, right? I would go nuts. All right, so I also want to talk about my delivery expectations for Tesla. So let's take a look at that real quick. Here we can see my profile on Twitter. And if we scroll down, you can see a tweet that I made earlier today. So let me try to zoom in as much as I can here. Okay, that should be good enough. All right, prediction for Tesla deliveries. My prediction is 270,301 deliveries. The breakdown goes as follows. So I already know that China in April had 10,757 deliveries. I know that Tesla produced 33,544 in May from Giga Shanghai. And I also know that Tesla China in June is going bananas. So I have an estimate of 70,000 or 75,000 vehicles. Regarding Fremont Q2, I anticipate 135,000 vehicles. This is a big number, but Fremont has been churning out left and right according to all the reports. So, hey, why not go a little crazier here? And then with regard to Berlin and Austin, Berlin, we know that they have hit that 1,000 a week run rate, right? I think it was 1,100, something of the nature. So I think 9,000, hey, this could actually be plausible, especially if there's at least 3 weeks since that announcement happened or since Elon tweeted that. So let's just call that 3,000 there. You're telling me that they didn't make 6,000 in the 2 months prior to that? I think they probably did. So that would give you 9,000. Regarding Austin, this was the wild card to me. All right, I have 7,000 here. Well, why do I have 7,000 here? Well, I think that they were very slowly ramping up the 4680 performance Model Ys, and we knew that was kind of a bottleneck. And then we saw them bring in all the gear, all the tooling to make the Model Ys with 2170 battery packs. And this, according to a lot of rumors out there, a lot of reports, I don't even want to get into numbers. Let's just say that it has increased the production out of Giga Texas. And so here I have, admittedly, probably a bullish expectation of 7,000 vehicles. I think that would be major if this is what they were able to do. But again, they've had about 3 months. 3 months. All right, that's a little over 2,000 vehicles a month. And, if you think about a ramp, hey, maybe it happened. Maybe it's possible. Even if it didn't, I mean, who cares? The point is we're going to be above what the estimates are. Right now, we're seeing, I think, average estimates about 250,000, 254,000 if you take out all of the people who haven't revised their estimates based off of the Giga Shanghai shutdown. If you include the people who have yet to revise their estimates, which is silly, like why haven't you done it? Where are you at? You have, 2 days left to make any revisions. But if you include them, we're looking at about 266,000 vehicles expectation. So the point is that this is the range we're at. So I think anything over 260,000, it'll be very bullish. For reference, and I'm not subscribed to I'm not subscribed to Troy Teslaike's Patreon. I know it's something I've been meaning to do. I just haven't done it yet. So I don't think I'm giving anything away. But I think the last time he tweeted was a week delayed with his prediction. And I think it was like 254 maybe. So anyways, the point is he's in the 250s as of a week prior to what his final estimate will be, which I think he'll release his final estimates any day now. But my point is I am way higher than him. So use that as a measuring stick. Use Troy as a bellwether. Troy is, he's like the king when it comes to this, right? He seems to be all-knowing. But no one's perfect, and I think my numbers here, hey, I think it's possible. I really do. Although I'm saying here that it's optimistic, not financial advice, I do think that these are possible and that these can become true numbers. After all, we heard Elon talk about how Shanghai is going to come back with a vengeance. We've heard all these rumors that Fremont's just cranking them out. Really, if Shanghai keeps up their end of the bargain with coming back with a vengeance, if Fremont really has increased, say, another 10,000 vehicles that they're able to output between 3Y, S, and X, well, then really we're just looking at Berlin and Austin. Is it possible that Berlin did 9,000? I don't think that's optimistic at all, to be honest. I think that's pretty accurate. I think that should be what is expected out of Berlin. Austin, okay, albeit that's optimistic. But even if Austin did 0 vehicles, my prediction would still be 263,000 vehicles. So I'm feeling pretty good about this coming up weekend with Saturday I think 9 a.m.-ish, we should probably get the delivery numbers. So if it's a good number, I think we should have a really good day on Tuesday when markets open back up. Speaking of markets, let's take a look at Tesla stock, because really this is what this channel is all about. It's all about investing. And as you all know, I'm all in with Tesla. So let's have a look. Here we can see CNBC. You can see not the best of days. It's pretty red day in reality here. But we were a lot redder not too long ago. All right. This morning, I think we were down from the Dow perspective about 5, maybe even 600 points. And it seems like we're recovering a little bit. We're coming off of those lows. But before I even get into Tesla, look at this. Fed preferred inflation measure rose 4.7% in May around multi-decade high levels. This is the stuff that I wish there was a way to, I don't want to say, I mean, this is where you get in weird areas of free speech, but I feel like there's got to be a protection against misrepresentation or to do things just to get clicks or views that are kind of disingenuous. Because, okay, all of this is factual, but this is really just trying to instill fear, because if we click on this and we look at what it really said, core personal consumption expenditure prices, excluding food and energy, rose 4.7 from a year ago, slightly less than expected. That's a great thing. Again, remember, 4.7 in May, around multi-decade highs, the Fed's preferred inflation measure rose. To me, this is something that's positive. It says here, slightly less than expected. Yet we don't highlight that. Instead, we highlight the potential negative narrative. Now, I get it. Free speech is free speech. And I also get it. This is, what they said there isn't incorrect. It is factual. That is true. But it's just this constant need for negativity in everything. It's like, it's not possible for us to get a positive spin on anything. It's because negative headlines are what sell. So I don't know. I mean, I believe in free speech, so I'm not one to want to get rid of any or put any kind of free speech parameters. But this, I don't know. There's just something sleazy about this. I wish we could, instead of like creating laws or rules, we could more so vote with our pocketbooks or our where we consume media and information. Unfortunately, there's not really an amazing rival to CNBC or something else that comes up. So it is what it is. And in the big scheme of things, CNBC is better than CNN, Fox, MSNBC, or any other media outlet out there. But that's just my opinion. What do I know? All right, let's take a look at Tesla, right? This is what we really care about. All right, so here we can see Tesla down about 1%, down to $678.30. You can see here we had a pretty bad start to the day. We were down to what, like $657 a share, and we've climbed back up nicely, right? We've made a nice comeback. So I think this is good. If we go out a little further, let's say we go out 1 month. 1 month, you can see that we're almost off of the lows for the month. So that's a good sign. But let's go 1 year. Look at where we are in 1 year. How crazy is this? We are down to $678 from the highs of what, $12.50? This is insane. Look at this chart. I mean, I'm not saying that this is the bottom or anything of the nature, right? But at this point, if you're not in here buying, when are you going to buy, right? At what point do you really think that there's a fair value for any of this? But hey, what do I know? I'm just an engineer who makes YouTube videos and geeks out on investing. But with that said, listen, here's the roadmap for the next couple days. Tomorrow, I'll release a video where we'll talk a little more about Tesla, and I'll give you some thoughts on some other topics. But really, the big thing we're waiting for is Saturday. Saturday is when we get the delivery numbers. And that's the day we're really going to be able to start to put Q2 behind us. I think a lot of the negativity with Q2 has kind of been baked in already. And I think starting tomorrow, Friday, it'll commensurate the beginning of the second half of the year, which in my opinion, from a very narrow Tesla perspective, I think it's going to be very bullish, especially if we see record numbers at a Giga Shanghai. Don't forget that they're expanding Giga Shanghai. They have another Shanghai factory getting ready to be built. Berlin's ramping up. Austin looks like it's about to ramp up like crazy. Fremont doing their thing like they always do. This should be a very good time for Tesla. Despite what you see with FUD from Herbert Diess at Volkswagen, like seriously, I started laughing so bad when I read that article about Herbert Diess saying that this is the time for us to strike when Elon Musk and Tesla are weak as they're ramping up these two new very complex factories. It's like, hey man, like, do you realize you don't even have your factories built yet? So you can't even ramp them up. And you're saying that Tesla's getting weak because they have two brand new factories ramping up that's going to produce more vehicles? I'm a little confused. This doesn't make sense to me. And where are you at with your software? Where's your autonomous technology? What about your battery manufacturing? Where's that at? Okay, what about all of your supply chains? What about the minerals and the metals needed to make batteries? Where are you at with that? I don't think this is going to play out quite that way. But hey, give Herbert Diess credit where it's due. He's trying. I hope Volkswagen succeeds, but you're not passing Tesla. Not by 2025, that's for sure. Tesla is a juggernaut. They are full throttle, and I don't think anyone's going to stop them. The only thing you can do is come for the ride along with them. All right. Anyways, don't really know where I was going with all of that. I'm a little rusty. It's been about a week, but I'm happy to be back. Happy to see all of you. And with that said, do me a favor. Hit the like button. I'm going to leave that in there. Like I said, I'm rusty. With that said, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Ring that bell. I love you all. This is Pretty Candid. Peace.